Hi, welcome back to another episode of Wolf Millionaire's YouTube channel. Today we're going to quickly go over how to audit any Instagram account. And by audit, I mean teach you how to look through it to determine if any Instagram account has a good or bad rating. And by good or bad, I mean is an account worthwhile to reach out to work with as a brand if you're selling a product or service, or if they're worthwhile to reach out to collaborate with if you are doing comment or like pods with them. And the very first thing we want to do is just kind of look through their likes and comments. And I kind of went through all this. So if you scroll to the bottom of the most recent blog post, and I'll have a link below this video, these are the 4 steps that you really just need to learn. And these are articles that I've written that you really need to dive into. They're really easy to learn. And I really show you with a bunch of screenshots how you can determine if an Instagram account is cheating. And by cheating, I mean, do they use fake followers? Do they have bots? Are they using fake likes, fake comments? And I even go into detail to explain to you the difference of why you should be using only organic comments versus automated comments. And so that's one of the most important things you need to learn. Now, today in this video, as you can see behind this, there's a bunch of accounts that I've looked up and they're little scores here. So there's a lot of Instagram accounts or web services out there that allow you to kind of put in an Instagram account, and they do a bunch of calculations on Instagram accounts. And they basically have automated all those 4 steps that I have shown you into a web program and done it systematically so that you don't kind of have to waste the time, but you can kind of use their algorithm, which basically follows all the guides and steps that I teach you how to do manually into a web application. Some of these cost a monthly fee. Some of them cost per report or lookup that you do per account. Now, I have gone and done about 50 of these before I'm going to kind of show you guys and walk you through what I have found on 50 accounts, just to show you, a further kind of graphical, in-depth walkthrough of the 4 manual steps that I show you how to determine if someone's cheating, buying fake likes, fake comments, and the whole 9 yards. And so that I can determine which one of these programs to kind of steer you towards if you're a brand or an influencer or just someone that's curious that wants to know, is someone's account cheating or not. And so let's see, I did mine very, very first right here. So here's my Wolf Millionaire account. Okay. And as you can see, I got an average score. So average of 45 out of 100. That's my audience quality score according to this one program that I've looked into. And then I paid for these reports. And so it kind of breaks down all the information. And the one nice thing is because I own so many accounts, I can look at this report on various accounts of mine and look at the Instagram analytics and kind of cross-reference to see how accurate this data is that they provide versus the data that Instagram provides. And so this is, first off, the demographic stuff is very in line. The fact that I've got 30% USA, 13% Canada, and even 4% Brazil. This is actually reflected in my Instagram insights on my mobile device. You can see I've got a very highly male-dominant demographic, almost 88%. And then over here, the audience type. This is where they kind of break down and do a bunch of back-end analytical work where they look at, how many real people I have, 63%, influencers, 2%, mass followers, 22%, suspicious accounts, 12%. And so all these are based on kind of a loose algorithm that they have. But looking over the 50 accounts that I have, they're fairly correct. I don't want to say, go and look at these type of analytics programs or reporting programs and everything that they are reporting is 100% real. It's not, because again, they're basically building their algorithm based on, what it looks like to be a fake follower, what a fake comment might look like. And so they're pretty accurate-ish, enough that you can look at these average quality scores that they've given and determine where an account lies. And I'll show you below, after I walk you through this report, the kind of range that I consider acceptable, and then the range where, if you find an account in that range, they're a sketchy account with doing a bunch of sketchy shit, from fake followers to fake comments and fake likes and so on. So as you can see, all this green stuff is kind of in line with what they seem to say. And I think the influencer thing here is someone who has more than, I can't remember if it was 1,500. Oh no, it's 1,500 down here. X amount of followers gives you, this influencer rate. Mass followers are, again, a certain following that you have that might not have commented, or are based on a number of comments or followers they have. And if you hover over the little question mark here in the app, it tells you. And I'll do this in my full walkthrough of this application live, not just on this kind of screenshot that I've taken with a bunch of accounts when I update the video for my Instagram video training course, which you can sign up for. It's currently on sale and is going to go off sale because it only goes on sale once a year. And I'm extending it because a lot of people are taking advantage of it. So if you want to learn everything I know about Instagram step by step, sign up for it. I'll teach you, and you get lifetime access to my course, where I will update my course very regularly. I'm due for a major update. I've got literally about 20 to 30 new episodes that I have to film this weekend. So they should be out in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for those. So another analytic they give you is followers reachability. So I have an average rating. And what's this? It's followers who follow less than 1,500 accounts are considered reachable. So these are people who don't follow, 2,000 or 5,000 or 7,000 accounts. They follow less than 1,500. It's an arbitrary number that they've used, probably based on the amount of accounts that they've pulled. And it's kind of like a nice, safe-ish number to give you the followers reachability score. And so they consider, 77% of my followers have less than 1,500 followings, or followings, people are following. And similar accounts to mine have 80% in average. So that means that they probably see most of the influencers' posts. And then followers quality, what's this? It's followers who don't look suspicious are considered quality. And so it says 34.7% of followers look suspicious. Similar accounts to mine have 30. So again, the average, it's kind of average, because if the average number of people have accounts that look suspicious, according to this program's algorithm, if 30 is the number, I have 34. I'm in that range. And that's why they consider me average. Then I break it down to engagement, and they show me that my average likes is 3,600 likes per post and 44 comments. The engagement rate says 1.1. It's average. And then it says 1.1 of followers like or comment the content. Similar accounts receive 1.55. So it's telling me that similar accounts to mine get a little bit higher engagement. And that's fine. This is another really interesting one that's really valid. And you know what? It's something that I didn't go over, but something I actually do look at when I look at an Instagram account and do my own kind of validation if they're real or not. So this is a really important one that they've integrated, and it's the like spread. And they explain it very easily. It's the difference in number of likes between posts. So if the spread is too low, it might indicate that the blogger has paid for artificial likes. So it says normally your followers like some posts more than others. That's why it's suspicious if all an Instagram posts have the same amount of likes. So if you come across an Instagram account that's posting, it doesn't even have to be various content, because that's just how it works. If you find an Instagram account that's getting the same amount of likes over and over and over, like we're talking either 5,000 likes a post or 20,000 or 18, and it's kind of very close and very similar every single post, day after day, week after week, then they're telling us that the like spread is too high. So in my case, it says the spread in likes between posts is 54%. Similar accounts have 49. So I'm within that kind of average, which means if you go look at all my Wolf Millionaire posts, some of my posts get, some of the really awesome posts I've done get 9,000 to 10,000 likes. Some of them do 3,000 likes. My Valentine's Day one did I don't even know if it hit 1,000 likes. And today's, which is the matte black McLaren, when I had it wrapped, is killing it. I think it's already at 4,000 likes, and we're not even 12 hours into the post. And so that's the variability that, is the actual honest truth of what's going on Instagram. Is not everyone's going to like your posts, unless you're some rock star, But even then, I look at some of Sarah Underwood's posts, I look at some of Dan Bilzerian's posts, and there's variability. Some of the posts get 100,000, some get 150,000. They're not all the same. So that's that. Then we have the likes to comment ratio, and this is explained as It shows if the blogger gets more likes or more comments. Significant difference from similar accounts might mean that either comments or likes numbers was artificially increased. So fake. So I've got a good one. My likes to comment ratio is good. It says Wolf Millionaire receives 1.2 comments per 100 likes. Similar accounts receive 1.1 comments per likes. Great. And that's it. So here's kind of all the accounts that I just kind of briefly went through when I showed you, or then I used the image for the thumbnail of this blog post. And you can see up top we've got Dan Bilzerian, and he's got an excellent rating, which I would expect. And Ferrari, a global, one of the strongest brands on the earth, very well known, has an 81 score. Sarah Underwood, one of the top female influencers, given her, ex-Playboy status and the fact that she's been kind of doing her social media thing for over a decade, maybe even longer. She's got an 80 rating. So I definitely, like, when I look at these three, I go, okay, the program that I use for this seems pretty accurate, because, this is what I kind of would have expected for these. Some of the ones that kind of surprised me a little in the average rating, which show me that, average and fair are kind of like the majority of accounts out there, unless you're exceptional, right? So like Nike, they're in the average rating with 50. The Weekend, he's in there with 50. Here's where my Wolf Millionaire sits, 45, which is pretty cool, right? I mean, I'm right kind of in there with the middle of most brands and influencers. Cart Lifestyle at 42. Drake, Champagne Poppy, he's at 41. And then in the fair, we've got another old one of the first automotive Instagram accounts, Car Instagram. Just like same thing with Car Lifestyle. Both these guys are my friends. They've been around. They were doing the Instagram thing before me. My account, Exotic Performance, you can see that it's in the fair rating. Tim, also in the fair rating. Cars Without Limits and Motorhead, also in the fair rating. These guys were also like OGs. They've been on the Instagram game before me. These guys were the guys that I paid when I was growing my very first account, Mad Whips. And so then we have the ones at the bottom of the barrel here that are considered poor. We've got Millionaire Mentor. It's a bit of a surprise. Lux All Day, not a surprise. I busted the shit out of this guy. And same thing with Nuxury. Complete garbage accounts. And as you can see, they've gotten a poor rating of 18 and 16. So you can see that, like, based on my science and my teachings of what I have been saying that people are fake and how to teach you guys and show you, is reflected in this app very accurately, right? These two accounts here, bottom of the absolute bottom of the barrel. And so that's why you want to, learn my strategies of how to accurately figure out if account's using fake followers, fake comments, fake likes, bots, so that you don't work with these shady accounts and you don't get fooled by them. That's really it, guys. Make sure you go check out all these articles. They're really, really, really easy. They're filled with images and arrows and shit to really walk you through it and show you, because that's the easiest way. And if you have any other questions, that's me and my McLaren out in the winter during a day when I went up snowboarding. Life is pretty good. If you hustle, just remember, the work that you put into life, you get out in life. So if you want what I have and you want the success that I have found on Instagram, thanks to Instagram, they need to do it consistently. You got to remember that content is king, and you can't give up. That's the biggest thing. I see so many people give up because, they didn't get so many likes or followers. Instagram is going through a transitional period right now, just like I saw with Facebook, just like I saw with Twitter. Even though that Twitter's dead, Facebook bought Instagram. They're testing us. Right now, you want to just keep posting and using all the best practices. You don't want to be using all the sketchy techniques that you might have heard from someone or seen someone else use, because it's going to affect your score. And when Instagram starts to reward accounts during this kind of slow period, which again, I saw this with Facebook. Facebook did this, after they grew like crazy and everyone was getting retarded engagements, ridiculous engagements. And they just stopped everything, and everyone got floored for like a year and a half, almost 2, while Instagram kind of retooled their algorithm and did a bunch of analysis to see who was, using the best practices and who was cheating and who was spamming. And those who consistently continued to post with best practices, once Instagram, kind of reflipped their switch, those accounts grew faster than they ever thought possible. I had friends that went from like 50,000, fans on their photography page to millions of followers, because Instagram saw that they were using it as a proper platform with non-spam like techniques, and they were rewarded. And so that's where we're at with Instagram now. You can grow an account, but you have to be very patient. That's all for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more. Cheers.